Good morning. Welcome everyone to Conscious Talk. Today we will speak with Esther Dormagen from the consulting firm Ellio. Ellio is a firm that is established in Montreal and that is working into sustainability, développement durable in French, and good governance, impactful project, and also we will have the opportunity to speak with Esther about her professional path. She did found and created the two other business, and she has been involved into many nice projects. So good morning, Esther. Very, very happy to welcome you on our Conscious Talk today.
Hello, everyone. Thank you. I'm excited to be here and to actually have the feeling that I'm talking to people around the world, apparently. So, well, thanks for being here with us.
Thank you, Esther. Yes, indeed, actually, Conscious Strategists is a group that we created from Harvard, graduate from Harvard. We are covering around 25 countries and in about 25 different sectors into different kind of business. So what we want to know actually is actually creating some link between the theory into sustainability and also bringing some action into everyday business. So it's a perfect opportunity for us to learn from what you have developed at Ellio. But first, would you explain us what brought you to create Ellio within your professional path?
Sure. I mean, it's hard to answer really in a short way to that question because it's a developing, a journey, creating Ellio. Creating Ellio was, I created Ellio with other people, by the way, about 7 years ago, but there's a reason why, like, we arrived at this decision. So actually, first of all, to tell you, like, you're 25 countries. I'm actually have roots in 3 countries. I was born in the U.S., grew up in France, and moved and became a Canadian citizen. I moved here about 16 years ago. So I've kind of I have different background, different roots, but there's a story to that. Like I started in working. My first passion in my professional life was humans, and I started with an HR career, which was not totally satisfying, I have to say. There was a lot, I learned a lot, and I worked for a small consulting firm, but also a large company. I worked for L'Oréal in HR, and like I did 5 different positions in 6 years, and so I saw a lot, and a lot of what I learned about working, how a company works, is thanks to that experience at L'Oréal. So I started with an HR job, but a few years down the line, what I realized is that I didn't feel comfortable in a very structured and large scale organization. I didn't feel that I was making a real difference. But there was a lot of amazing things there, but I was starting to feel that kind of more the social pressure and the hierarchy and stuff like that. And I didn't feel like I was losing sight of the vision, like of the impact and the usefulness, like I was, and there was more and more competitivity, and so I knew it was not for me over the long run, even though there were great things about it. So that's when I decided to make a stop, and also I had this great time period in a life where you stop the way your way of life, and you start thinking differently. Is that I had a baby. I had my daughter at that time, so I had time to kind of withdraw and think and stuff like that. And that's when sustainability came as an obvious thing to me. And I thought, like, I have, even though I don't have an environmental background, I do have an environmental experience with, like family surroundings and stuff like that. I had an HR passion, and I have like a passion for humans, and also I came from the business side. And I thought, okay, that's like all this is taking form, and I started researching how I could be useful and what I felt like, where I could, how I could thrive, let's say.
Yes, yes. And
um,
I would say that if I may, Esther, it's
yeah.
actually L'Oréal is really well known also for being such a good company. Like you have experienced the multinational, but these are the good one. Eh? It's a very nice company, and I think for HR also, it's a nice way to organize, and the management is well done, and for the brand, they're very strong also.
Mhm. That's why, like, I learned so many useful things there, and really most of what I've learned about how a company works is from there. Like, because I saw a lot of different environments, like logistics center, a manufacturing center, headquarters, a subsidiary, actually in Holland and stuff. So that was very rich experience in such a short time. But anyway, so one thing leading to another, I thought, okay, sustainability is really what I want to dedicate a lot of my time to. And I started, from one contact to another. Anyway, I started pro bono, and I built it. But then I was still in Paris. I moved here, and so it took me a little bit more time, even then, to find the right network and stuff. Anyway, I got into a small consulting firm, and we evolved, with time. It was the beginning of sustainability, actually, in Montreal, in
Yes.
Quebec, in Canada. I mean, in North America, maybe. So we evolved slowly and stuff. After a while, we decided to merge with other people, other small companies, and that's when we created the first version of Ellio.
Oh, I
So it's not
I
like,
think we're still at the beginning, eh? In
yeah.
Montreal, if we compare around the world, I find sometimes we are very behind, like especially to Europe or New Zealand. We're
But the
still
good thing was that I was coming from Paris, where things had already started. So I was bringing a little bit of that here,
yes.
even though it's still the beginning in Europe too. But anyway, so that, I was bringing kind of a little bit of knowledge to here. So we created Elio with a few other people that had very small firms, like me and my ex-partner. So we created Elio, and we decided that we want to dedicate our careers, or that part of our careers, to helping people. I mean, what we really do, like now, what we the meaning we found, and in our practice, is that we help people develop their capacity to transform
Mm,
their organizations, so
yeah.
that their organizations have more, are more impactful, positively impactful for society. So we realized that over time, that I mean, I realized over time that that was where I can help.
Yes, that's
Um,
right. So you're
yeah.
creating some training, and you're educating business per people that are aware that it's something that they will need to integrate.
But more than that, there's always a training and awareness raising part to it, but we really help them. Like, we design projects with them, we do the strategy, we help them in the implementation. No, no, we're really their partner, in like external, sure, but that comes with the expertise. But we really go in, over time, hand in hand with them. Hmm.
When yes, as you say, it's hand in hand, and that's what they need also, I think, to be
Yeah.
able to rely on an advisor, like someone or a company or a team that stay beside them
Hmm.
to lead them step by step, and working with exchanging also what is actually happening inside the company, which allow you to best advise them on what would be the best for them.
True. And we bring our external knowledge, like our expertise on the subject, our network too, because we know, obviously, a lot of people that can fill the gaps in the expertise we don't have. And then we bring in and partner in partnership with a client who knows their business, or
Yeah.
their organization, or their activities, because it's not only private businesses, by the way, but then together we can transform the organization. So that's yeah.
That's the way that you actually is useful, as you wanted for Elio to be a useful company,
Hmm.
the business industry. And so you are working into sustainability for business, actually serving businesses, so it's B2B. Are you working with a certain way, a certain mechanism to report or to evaluate some of the work that you do with them? I know we've talked about before the interview about certification. I know your company is working with the B Corp principle. So can you tell us what lead you to this selection, to this choice?
Sure. Several pieces to that question. So it's we work with private companies, whatever type of organization, municipalities as well,
Mm-hmm.
NGOs. We work. It doesn't like schools, universities, but like it doesn't really matter. The legal structure of the we're like in every
Yeah.
sector from manufacturing to services, whatever. So we really have a very diverse group of clients that we work with, and so in terms of certifications, the first thing is that we decided as Ellio to be B Corp certified. So that was kind of at the time it was 2015, right before COP 21. I remember very well. So
Okay.
we yeah, so we decided to become a B Corp because that was kind of an evidence, an evidence for us, like an obvious thing to do, and we were confident that it would help us in terms of starting a dialogue or starting a conversation and having trust, like building trust
Yes.
with other organizations. So we started with that, and then, well, one thing leading to another, that we worked on a certification group in Quebec,
Yes.
the official, the Bureau de Normalisation du Québec, the equivalent of ISO, but for Quebec.
Mm-hmm.
And we worked on building a norm, a governmental norm, like an industry norm, that was kind of anyway. So it was called BNQ 21000. And then after time, we started using it, but it was not there was no certification. But then we started working with other partners and who were interested in building a certification for smaller sized companies, because they were really small sized companies really need something to demonstrate to their
Yes.
clients and to their industry that they are putting things in place. So that certification it's called eco-responsible
Yes.
certification. So that's one certification that we work with as well, with organizations. We
With
help.
Montreal, yeah, and that's something that I know. Looking through all the information and talking with some of your team, it's a wonderful, actually, I would say, project that you follow the company for a whole year. That would be quite interesting to share this part, maybe into another interview we could do about what is the actual project or program that you are offering to these businesses, because it could be something that could be multiplied around a different continent, but it's a really very good project in Montreal that we have and benefit a lot of businesses to support them. So that would be very nice to hear about that and to understand, the way that this are the result also into their company. So thank you so much, Esther, for sharing part of your professional path and bringing us some of the insight that brought you to this field and this promising field. Because now we know, and now I think with the pandemic, the population realize how important it is. Développement durable in French, as we say, sustainability seems to be including so much more. I feel when I say sustainability, we know it includes the governance and community, employee training, and in one term, I would say it's just being responsible for everything around you. And I'm
It's
really
also being innovative, and it's being, like meaningful,
exactly meaningful.
innovative, and just inspiring and efficient, in the end, like resilient and all those words you can say.
It's
Yeah.
true. Yeah, it's true. And as a citizen, I'm always thinking, when I explain what is sustainability, I'm explaining it from a point of view of yourself as a citizen. You've got your place where you live, so you respect your neighbor, you respect your environment, you respect the nature, what you eat, and you just enlarge it to community and then to business and then to towns. So it's to be respectful and meaningful.
Mhm.
So let's talk to each other to develop some of the great aspect that you exposed us to Ellio's expertise. And I'm very happy that we had the chance to meet. We are not too far away this time. We are an hour apart within the same country, so that's wonderful. And thank you again, Esther. And we'll give some information also at the end of the video to see some keynote that we talked about. And we will be developing some of the topic that we have mentioned today. Thank
Excellent.
You so much.
I can't wait. Thank you.
Wonderful talking to you, Esther. Thank you.
Thank you.